Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Rahmawati Junita from Pancasakti University. I'm from English Education Program with name 18821500056. Now I will complete the final semester exam with subject Intermediate English Grammar, and the material is reported speech and question tag. Okay, let's start the material. The first material is definition of reported speech. Reported speech is the change of a direct sentence or direct speech into an indirect sentence or indirect speech. Reported speech itself is usually used to reiterate what other people have said. Words or direct speech that are converted into reported speech can be in the form of statement, orders or invitation, or imperative or question, yes or no question, as well as question regarding an information. In a sentence reported speech, you can change someone's speech so that it can be easily understood by listeners. Reported speech is divided into three. It is statement, comment and request, and question. Okay. Next is, if you want to change a direct sentence into an indirect one, there are several ways to keep in mind. Among others are, you no longer need to put question mark in indirect sentence. Usually, indirect sentence can be added with the conjunction that. However, this is optional. 3. Change pronouns to third person. As explained above, you need to add the source or who delivered the message first. 4. Besides that, usually indirect sentence can be added with whether or if as a conjunction. 5. In indirect sentence, time of reference is usually also attacked so that the recipient of the message can more clearly capture the information. Last is, finally, you can also adjust the grammar use. The first is statement comment. What is the statement comment? Statement are a form of sentence into past tenses and always use that, and also undergo change starting from tenses, pronoun, adverb of time, adverb of place. Sentence in the form of statement have changed by adding the word say or said or told, so that the sentence is then more flowing and easy to understand. The word that can then be used as a connector. And the pattern is introductory clause plus that plus main clause or direct speech. For example is, I like ice cream. She said that she liked ice cream. And I am living in London. She said that she was living in London. I bought a new car. She said that she had bought a new car. And last is, I want to go away. Harry told us that he wanted to go away. Next is not statement. Okay, please remember for not is, do not change the tenses if the introductory clause is in simple present. Use say or says. Example, she says, I like ice cream. This is direct speech to she says that she like ice cream. This indirect speech. And another note, but if the introductory clause is in the past tense, you said or told, then we change the tenses in the report speech. For example, she said, I like ice cream. This direct speech to she said that she liked ice cream. This indirect speech. For tenses of report speech, simple present, this direct speech to simple past in indirect speech, simple continuous to past continuous, present perfect to past perfect, simple past to past perfect to past perfect, simple future to past future. Next material is comment and request. Infinitive sentence can be in the form or orders, invitation or request. This type of indirect speech usually use to or not to. For example, don't raise me. She told me not to raise her. Request or request for help itself can be categorized as a question. However, a more narrow answer could be a yes or no. And the pattern for positive is introductory clause plus to clause. And for negative, introductory clause plus not plus to clause. Things to note. Comment usually use the reporting verb told. And request usually use the reporting verb asked. Comment and request are formed using the to infinitive and not to infinitive. When we change from direct to indirect speech, the pronoun and tenses change that are also needed. For example is, he said, please turn off the light when you leave. This is direct speech. To, he told me to turn off the light when I left. This is indirect speech. And another example is, his sign said, do not enter. In direct speech. And to, the sign told us not to enter. In indirect speech. Or, could you please be quiet? She said, this direct speech. To, she asked me to be quiet. This indirect speech. Next material is question. A reported question is when we tell someone what another person asks. To do this, we can use direct speech or indirect speech. Direct speech use question mark, and indirect speech not use question mark. In indirect speech, we change the question structure do you like to a statement structure I like. We also often make a change to the tenses and other words in the same way as for reported statement, like have done, had done, to or today to that day. You can learn about this change on the report speech to statement page. Report speech question divided into 4 types. Is it? Yes, the first yes or no question. In yes or no question, we use if or whether to report the question. If is more common, this type of question in report is by using introductory clause as plus if or whether plus main clause. Thing to note for reported question is use verb asked. Use conjunction if or whether. Change that occurred in tenses are verb and pronoun. Begin with an affirmative sentence. For example is, do you speak English in indirect speech? 2. He asked me if I spoken English in indirect speech. Or another example is, are you British or American? 2. He asked me whether I was British or an American. Another example again is it raining? This direct speech. 2. She asked if it was raining. This indirect speech. Next material is informative or word question. This type of question is reported by using as or another verb like as plus 5W1H question word plus main clause. The clause contains the question is normal word order and with the necessary tenses change in what, where, why, who, when, or how. Question, we use the question word to report the question. Example, what is your name? He asked me. This direct speech. 2. He asked me what my name was. This indirect speech. Reported verb. The most common reporting verb from question is ask, but we can also use verb like inquire, want to know, or wonder. For example is, did you bring your passport? This is direct speech. 2. She want to know if they broke their passport. This is indirect speech. Next is offer, request, and suggestion. If the question is making an offer, question, or suggestion, we can use a specific verb pattern instead. For example, offer plus infinitive plus ask plus infinitive or suggest plus ing. For example is, would you like me to help you? 2. He offered to help me. And the second material after reported speech is question tag. What is question tag? Question tag is a short question added to the end of a statement, or it turns a statement into a question. The question tag is a short phrase spoken or written at the end of a statement that change the statement into a question, just like the previous sentence did. For example, some common question tags are don't you and is it. Question tag may be used when making a statement into a question, trying to confirm something, or the audience is expected to agree with a statement. What is meant by question tag? Question tag are so named because they turn statement into question, and like a tag, they cannot be used by themselves. They must always be tagged unto the end of other statement. How to form a question tag? A question tag is formed by inverting the subject and verb of a statement. If the subject is a noun, it may be necessary to change the noun into a pronoun, such as in the statement, the dog hasn't eaten dinner yet. Has he? Question mark. Question tag can also be formed with dummy pronouns like it and there. For example, there are many clouds in the sky. Aren't there? Question mark. Or another example is, it's not going to rain tomorrow, isn't it? Question mark. Question tags are formed with auxiliary verb, not lexical verb. Auxiliary verb cannot stand alone and include verbs such as do, be, have, may, can, shall, and will. To name a few, if an auxiliary verb is not used in the statement, the verb to may be used in the question tag to complete the sentence. For example, they usually eat dinner late at night. Don't they? Question mark. Next is kind of question tag. The first is positive question tag. The auxiliary verb from the positive statement is repeat in the tag and change it to negative, and a negative statement is always followed by positive question tag. For example is this is positive statement to negative tag. The example is I can come, can I? I is subject, auxiliary is can, come in main verb, can is auxiliary, and T is not or negative, and I personal pronoun same as subject. Next is you are coming, aren't you? We have finished, haven't we? They will help one day. Like this. This is an example for positive question tag. Next is negative question tag. Negative statement tag question. Notice that the negative verb in the original statement is changed to positive in the tag, or a positive statement is always followed by negative question tag. For example is negative statement to positive tag. For example is it isn't raining, is it? It is subject, is auxiliary. Raining main verb is auxiliary. It personal pronoun same as subject. Another example is we have never seen that. Have we? You don't like coffee, do you? They will not help, will they? I can never do it right, can I? And not is want. Want is the contracted form of will not. And this is the example of question tag in verb tenses. Like present B is the positive to negative tag. Positive sentence to negative question tag. The example is she is American, isn't he? To end the negative sentence to positive tag is she is in America, is he? And the continue is like this. And the verb tenses, the present B, present simple, past continuous, present perfect, past perfect, will, and modal verb. Okay. Maybe for me, if you found many mistakes in my speech, please forgive me. Thank you very much for your nice attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.